Hey, welcome to another Valley Forged. If you love lasers, you are in the right place. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Today we're talking again about the Xtool P2. It is finally out, but there is remarkably little information on YouTube about this laser. And it is so innovative and so different. I'm really surprised there's not a lot more people looking at this. No matter what happens, even if there's no way you would buy this laser, you have to admit there's some things about this that are just amazing. And they will change the industry. A lot of things with lasers are going to change this year. I mean, it's already, so much has happened already. I mean, I went from thinking that, I can't wait till I buy this 150 watt laser to I'm making almost everything I want to make on a 20 watt diode laser. And so things like that are going to change. They're going to change quickly. And now we're looking at conveyors and, we're looking at being able to engrave on curved surfaces. I mean, there's some things that we need to look at here. And I know a lot of you are anticipating that it won't be long before we're using AI to do all of this stuff. And believe me, I am going to keep an eye on that. So we're going to try and cut through the good and the BS when it comes to the Xtool P2. Now, I have watched what it feels like every video that has been made for this thing. This is mostly a hype video, of course, but it does tell you right away that there are a few things that aren't working yet when you use LightBurn. Now, for me, that is the major deal breaker one way or the other. I don't want to use the Xtool software if at all possible. I want to run everything through LightBurn since everything I do is already set up for that. And I end up using new lasers like every couple of months. That is just one default, and it may be for you. So you need to know that there are a few things that it's not working. Comes straight from their mouth right here.
So another good news, because like X2 has been a brand, we also always listen to our customers, right?
Yeah.
So we know that if some customer are
concerned about the software,
are looking forward to purchase such a professional CO2 laser machine, so they probably have already previous experience working with some software, laser machine software, for example, like LightBurn, right? So our good news is that our P2 do support LightBurn software as well, okay? So you can, cheer about that. And so previously, we have two functions that is currently not supported.
Not fully
supported so far.
Yes.
So it's the camera preview and the autofocus function. But unfortunately, the LightBurn team fortunately has reached out to us, and also our team has worked actively with the LightBurn team. So we will, looking forward to have some new updates about this two function to be, used in the very near future.
So again, it says they are working on that, but today I just never believe it when anybody says something. I want to see it done before I believe that it works or even just works correctly. And when I was going through the videos, again, very little bit out there, and I was watching this take a tour. Now, Monkey Woodworks was using and had made lots of videos on the M1, and there are a lot of similarities.
That's how far to the left that the close-up camera can see. And the close-up camera is right here on the side or underneath here, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. But that's how far that camera can see. On the right-hand side, how far the camera can see, it can see all the way to this line. But back to open plane, this is your working area. Let me pull this out so you can get an idea. That's what you're working with when it comes to the open plane. So now when it comes to the laser flat area, you have a 12-inch by 23.5-inch working area.
So when he starts talking about in his video open plane and laser flat, it really confused the heck out of me. And he did answer the question in the video. Those modes are specific to the XCS software. It tells the software where the material is located so it knows how to handle the automatic focus. And now there's different areas you get to work with depending on that. So now how is that going to work in LightBurn? If it doesn't currently work, are you able to use the entire thing? Now, I did sign up for the official Xtool CO2 laser official group. And this is for the P2 right here. And I did ask the question, does anyone have confirmation of if the extended feeder will work with LightBurn on release? I know they are working on some features with them. So this is one of the things that I thought about. Now, they didn't mention this in their video, so of course we would assume that it works. But I wanted to know for sure. So I did ask the question. I've got no official response. A lot of people are speculating, but nothing there. So if I do get confirmation on this, I will put it in the first comment, and so we know one way or the other. But there's just a lot of important questions that haven't been answered yet. And I figured once it came out and some of these people got their hands on these machines, I was going to get so much more information. Because what we really want to know is it worth it to buy this Xtool P2 over, say, a Polar Pro or a GWiki Cloud? Something that is in the desktop range here, about the same, or even to upgrade from, say, a K40. Or even vice, say you're going to buy a bigger CO2 laser. I mean, is this going to do what you need it to do? Is it going to do things that one can't even imagine doing? And on paper, it can. On paper, this thing is amazing. But from the videos I'm watching, I'm not seeing any actual use of these special features that make you want to buy it above these other desktop lasers. And I know it will come, but at this point, since a lot of people watch my channel for laser reviews and understanding them, and I've done several videos on the P2, I can't really say yet whether or not you should get this, because there are just too many questions unanswered. So let me go over some things that I absolutely do love about this. It comes with the slats, okay? And I always think, most professional lasers come with slats that you don't necessarily need to use a honeycomb bed, because a lot of times, you'll get flashback from that. The thing I'm not seeing, though, is where do you put the honeycomb bed? Now, as I can see it, the laser head does the focusing. So if you're adding a honeycomb bed on top of that, are you going to have enough room to do much for a material? Secondly, there is something you can add, so you can use a rotary tool and whatnot, and will give you a lot more distance. But how is that going to work with a honeycomb? And there's a lot of questions that I have. Can you tell? I have a lot of questions that I can't just easily answer right now. How does the curve engraved work? Is it even useful? I mean, it seems really neat. I mean, you see it in the pictures and you're like, wow, really looking forward to being able to do this. So that seems really neat. The pass-through, that's also a really great function. Even if you can't automatically convey, just having the ability to run really long boards through something, even just to cut them out, is very, very nice. And that's one thing that you don't get with a lot of desktop lasers, about ability to do an unlimited pass-through. Now, that's something that they have created here, which is the ability to have this conveyor that will do, right here it says up to 90 inches if you buy this particular one, which is $700. So what you really have to start thinking is, okay, if it works with LightBurn and I can do 90 inches worth of material, is that something that is worth $700 for me to add on? And it may be, but if it's not, is this laser worth paying the extra money for? And then once you add all this up, are you in the range of buying a laser that already has the bed size and more power to do everything that you want to do? So I would certainly, take the price of the Xtool and add all the things that you want to add onto it, and do the same thing for another laser that you might be looking at, and just kind of do a comparison. Some other things that I like, the dual cameras, 16 megapixel, that is really promising. And if that's working correctly, it's going to make your life a lot easier. And you could probably get a lot more work done not, spending all day having to make things, templates and things to where you're going to put your materials. Another thing that I really see as a benefit is that it's plastic. And people may look at that and say, oh, that's kind of cheap. But if you've ever lifted a K40 laser, I even hurt my back unboxing one of those things, they weigh a ton. And so if you would have made all of this, the inside and the outside metal, this would have been a desktop laser, but a lot more difficult to move around and yada, yada, yada. So I'm fine with the plastic. It seems like the insides of it are very, very strong and rigid. And so I think that is a benefit. The issues that I'm having so far is just the price versus what I know is true versus what I'm told is true. And so this is why I'm kind of on the fence here about telling anybody to buy the machine, is because with the things that we know are working and working well with the machine, I don't know if it's worth all the extra money that you're going to pay for it, because other people are going to innovate. And we're going to see other companies make things similar to this that probably work with LightBurn out of the box perfectly. So if this is going to work in 6 months, a year, whatever, the landscape of lasers may have changed by then. So I'm not going to buy something based on a promise. I want to know that it's going to work. And I will update you when I do know these things. It doesn't have a laser pointer. So that is one thing that would have been nice. So you won't know exactly where it is, but with the camera, I think it's going to work pretty good. I think of it as just one of those nice to have. The fact it doesn't have linear bearings, that you're still using the old little wheels and stuff. One of the things I just don't understand why they did that. Maybe because making the D1 Pro, they had billions of these things and they're like, we're not going to, upgrade that. I don't know. But it would have been nice to have the linear bearings on there. So again, I think this looks really, really promising. It could end up being the best laser on the market. And that is pretty neat to hear. So I'm going to continue to look at it. I'm going to update you. And hopefully we can find out more information. I'll go down the list with you right now. Of course, here's the one I just showed you. Here's Monkeyworks, which I just showed you. Here's another few that I've watched. Some are sneak peeks or unboxings. They're not really reviews, unboxings. So, and this is from Xtool. So there really just isn't a lot out there right now. So I'm looking forward to some of the channels that I actually really trust. Not that these aren't trustworthy. I just not familiar with them so much, to see what actually works, doesn't work, and we can get a deep dive. And I will keep you posted. Appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you all.
Machine in the, I think it's middle of
May.
next month. Yeah, middle of May.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
So
don't hesitate, because later we're also going to review the price, and you're also going to surprise about how good our price is. So make sure that you go ahead and check the link, and you can pay the full price, and you can be the earliest to receive the CO2 P2 laser machine, right?